everybody. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Gosh, it is the 12th, right? 12th of December, which is kind of crazy because the year's almost over, which is not necessarily a bad thing, right? Oh, hold on. Let me turn that down. That is so I can see what you guys are seeing. Ah, there we go. Hi, Nancy and Ruth. Evening from a dark but not too cold UK. Oh, glad it's not too cold there, Ruth. It is cold here. We had snow overnight, which is exciting. I live in Utah, and we rely, well, normally, there's no normal these days, but normally we rely very heavily on the snow in the wintertime for a couple things. Number one, for our water source come spring and summer, but number two, for the tourism, for skiing. We have quite a bit of skiing here in Utah. It's a little tagline of the state is the greatest snow on earth. It's pretty fantastic. Anyhow, we really haven't had snow so far this year, and that is a bad thing for both of those reasons. Anyhow, welcome everyone and happy Saturday. I hope everyone is doing well today. Look at all the people saying hi. Hi, Robin and Joanna and Shannon and Mary. I think it's Mary. I know I go over this every time. I think Mary. Irene, good morning. Welcome. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lael Kankar, and I have a business called Lael by Mail. And normally, outside of COVID days, I travel quite a bit teaching all kinds of different scrapbooking classes and mini book classes and traveler's notebook classes and planner classes. 2020 has obviously thrown us all in a little bit of a loop. So back in March 21st to be exact, I did a free class on YouTube. And here we are. I think this is 38 weeks later. I think someone last week piped up and said last week was 37 weeks. Now, when I was thinking about that, it's almost like we collectively are having a baby, right? Because we're looking at that in terms of weeks. So what'll be interesting is, and this just kind of hit me, I think when we hit the end of 2020, it'll be like 40 weeks. So it's kind of like, really, we're having a baby. And if you've ever had a baby, you know at the very end, you can't wait for the baby to get out, right? You've had it. So it'll probably be like that for us for 2020. We can't wait for 2020 to be over. Although it hasn't been that bad. It's brought us all this, which I love so much. Anyhow, so every Saturday-ish, we get together on Saturday mornings and we play. And probably the first, I don't know, maybe 18 weeks, 20 weeks, I don't know, as I was doing the free classes on Saturdays, I was teaching all about traveler's notebooks. That's one of my passions. And I taught lots of different things about traveler's notebooks. If you missed the very, 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 very first video, I suggest you jump back and take a look at that one, because if traveler's notebooks are something that's new to you, that will give you tons of information about traveler's notebooks, what they are, the different things that you can use them for. Anyhow, about halfway through, I was like, I don't know what else to teach you with traveler's notebooks, so we turned to one of my other favorite passions, and it's in traveler's notebook, but it's listing. So we have been doing some creative listing every Saturday for the last little while. And the way that works, I provide 3 list topics the day before, and I post those on my blog. I send out an email with a link to the blog. I post on social media, so it's super easy to find. And then we get together and we work. We all work together. Some of you are working on listing with me. Others of you are working on a different crafting project. Some of you are cleaning the house. Some of you are delivering mail, because I know. Anyhow, so it's just kind of a fun way for us to all get together and be social, because a lot of us haven't been very social in 2020 because of coronavirus. So as we are working, I will basically, you guys, it's like I'm crafting by myself, but you guys are all here with me. And it's the way I talk is the way I am. So sometimes I squirrel. And we talk about squirreling with our little friend Scatter the squirrel. And I'll go on different tangents and we just have fun. But sometimes it's just like my stream of consciousness. One of the things I like to do as I'm listing is I try different products, and sometimes things work and sometimes they don't. And I talk that through. So I think that that's helpful for a lot of you as I talk things through on why I used this here or why I thought this particular thing would work, but it didn't. And I share little tips and things like that. So no real agenda other than we have 3 list topics that we will work our way through. As I am working, I use lots of different products, and I always link to those in the description of the video down below. So there's tons of links there. I always get questions on what's that ink you're using, or what printer do you use, or what pen do you use, what kind of traveler's notebooks, all those questions. So to the best of my abilities, I put everything in the description with links. So a couple things about that. I have, in addition to teaching that I mentioned, I also have a website, and that is laelbymail.com. You'll see that linked in the description down below. A number of the products that I use while I'm working are products that I sell on my website. There are other products, though, that I don't sell that I will also include links to. And in a lot of cases, those are affiliate links. And basically what that means is that I'm sending you somewhere else. And if you buy something from that somewhere else, then I get a little, very small little commission for that. Now, that does not cost you any more. It just helps to kind of support what I'm doing every Saturday and to keep doing this. Anyhow, couple more things. I have to look at my notes. We have a giveaway. A couple of weeks ago I've been doing giveaways almost every Saturday, and they're super easy to enter. Basically, I ask you to leave a comment. After the video is over, I ask you to leave a comment in the main comment section of the video telling me something about yourself. So 2 weekends ago, I did that, and then I forgot to draw last weekend as we were going. I'm like, uh-oh, I forgot to draw the winners. So I went back and drew the winners from 2 weeks ago, and what I've been giving away lately are some fun little prize packs from my friend Andy. Andy is my friend that designs that amazing stamp that so many of us have been having fun with, the list stamp. So this little package has that list stamp. It has another fun elephant stamp set. It has her little logo as a little sloth. So it's that little sloth. And then a cute little sticker in there too. Anyhow, so the 2 winners from 2 weekends ago, one is Sally Gore. So congratulations, Sally. This morning, if you're listening, I went back to your comment and replied, so you can just email me with your address. And the other one is Barb Burgess. So congratulations, Barb and Sally. Now, I also have, you guys, Andy's so awesome to work with. She keeps sending me the little prize packs for you guys. So I'll do another one of these again. We'll give another one away this week. And for that, I'll just have you leave a comment in the main part of the video. So not in the chat, and I'll talk about the chat in a second. Leave a comment in the main part of the video and tell me, let's see, oh, I know. Tell me what one of your favorite Christmas songs is, because that is one of the things that we will be doing as one of our list topics today. So just to recap that, when the video is over today, or whenever you watch it, go ahead and leave a comment on what one of your favorite Christmas songs is. And then next Saturday, I will draw a winner for one of those fun little prize packs. Now, Andy sent me an email yesterday. She's been busy working on a few things. Is Sally here? Yay, she is. Oh, that's fun. Congratulations, Sally. Anyhow, she has been working on a few fun new things. So there just might be a version 2 of this listed stamp coming out. So, well, there's not just might be, there is. So anyhow, I got a peek at that yesterday, and I think I'm going to have 1 or 2 in my hot little hands in a couple days. So, and Andy, if you're watching, I got your email. I haven't responded back yet. All right, you guys. So that's what we needed to go through. Last thing, let me mention the chat. If anyone is new here, welcome. I always have new people that stumble across me every week. And one of the things that helps people stumble across is a lot of the action or interaction that is taking place on the videos. So that happens in a couple of different ways. Number one is through the chat. So can you buy packets? Let's see. Can we buy the packets even if you don't win? Oh, you know what, Wilma? That is, that's a great question. So I do sell this one, just a little stamp, the listed stamp. But you know what? Let me talk to Andy, because that could be kind of fun. I will find out about that. Let me just make myself a little note. Prize packs. Yeah, she's actually working on a couple of fun things. One thing specifically for me. Anyhow, so the interaction, the chat that takes place. So if you are watching on a device, so an iPad or a tablet or a phone, if you are on full screen, I don't think that you see this. However, there is a chat that happens over on the right-hand side of the screen. And the chat is the type kind of chat, not the verbal, obviously. Because I get to do all the talking. You guys can't talk, but you can chat. Anyhow, a super amazing group of ladies that are always there in the chat. It's always fun to see the repeats that have been around, some of you since very, very first week. And there's also a lot of newbies. So that's a great place to kind of hang out and chat, ask questions. As I'm working, will kind of take a look at the chat. So if you have a question, you can ask there. Sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. If I don't be afraid to ask it again, because then I may see it. So that's one way. That kind of interaction is a lot of fun. If you are watching on replay and you're not watching live, you can actually, as you are watching the replay, you can see that chat. Because I think it's sometimes kind of interesting to see what people are talking about. And you'll hear me respond to questions, so that kind of helps. So that's one way, the interaction that takes place. Another way is the likes. So you guys, the likes and the thumbs up are so, so important. That is what helps other people to find us every Saturday. So if you want other people to have fun like you're having, then I encourage you to give it a thumbs up. And then the comments. So the comments also on the video after the fact. All of that really helps kind of the way that the social media world works out there. It's just very helpful. So there we go. All right, friends. I think those are the few things that I wanted to talk about before we, hi, Mariana, before we get going. So I am going to step away for 1 sec. I need to binge watch. You finally caught up. Wilma, that's fun. You binged watch. That's awesome. All right. So I'm going to step away for 1 second. I need to turn off some lights, turn on some lights. I need to open the blinds because I want to see all the snow, because it's like a winter wonderland out there. I have my Christmas candle burning in here, so it's all Christmassy. All right, so now let me, I am going to flip the camera. So if this is your first time, we're going to go for a little ride. So hang on, arms and legs inside the ride at all times. Just like at Disneyland. Okay, Donna, welcome. Newbie, we love newbies. Okay, 1, 2, 3, here we go. Whee! All right. Oh, golly. That's totally crooked. All right, now we need the big studio lights on to help make it brighter. All right, there's all kinds of stuff going on here. Let's plug the phone in. So sometimes we're here quite a while. And when we are here quite a while, that phone tends to start to not get happy because it gets tired and wants some more battery. All right, so couple of other things as we get going. I always like to check before we start on the Epson Photomate printer because so many of you are always interested in that. I checked this morning. They are back to $199 on Amazon. So if you are on the lookout for a new printer, that's the one that I use almost, well, especially in December, on a daily basis. And that is linked in the description of the video down below. Next one is, if you follow me on social media, you, actually, you wouldn't have seen this yet because I haven't shared it yet on social media. I'm in the middle of another project called December Daily that has me sharing lots on social media. So, haven't shown these on social media yet. These were included last night yesterday in the email I sent out about today's session. So I have a brand new Traveler's Notebook Kit. I do a bi-monthly Traveler's Notebook Kit, and the one that I just announced yesterday is let's see, starts shipping on Monday, and it is the winter kit. So the kit has everything you need to put your Traveler's Notebook inserts together for the months of January, February. So I thought we'd take a really quick look at that. So this is how I've set up January with the kit. The kit does not include the Traveler's Notebooks or the covers, but this is one of the new Traveler's Notebooks that I brought in. So this one coordinates super well with this kit. It's that really fun kind of mint scallop. Also linked in the description. So here we go. This one is all about winter. Super cute. Denise, you did. Anyhow, so the way that the kits work, I send you the kit, and then we do a live video, and a live video is only for the people that purchase the kit, but then we basically put it together. So I put another one together, and we talk about all kinds of different things and have fun. So we do, you have your Traveler's Notebook, or you get a new one, and we decorate the pockets and then inserts. So I know Sheila, Sheila just asked, is that a bruise? Yeah, look at that. So that right there, I was in the shower this morning, and I need some lotion too. I was in the shower and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that? What's so interesting was I put new nails on last night, red. You guys know I always have the same color, always, always, always. And I've worn that same color for probably 3 or 4 years. Well, since it's been COVID, they're now press-ons, but anyhow, so I did these last night. I didn't have the bruise last night. I'm in the shower and I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? It looks like I had some kind of IV, but I didn't. I know, I'm not sure. It doesn't hurt either, which is kind of weird. Okay, so that is the January portion of the winter kit. And the February portion, you know, you can tell that I like the red scallop. This is such a gorgeous, these are made by Doodlebug, and I do sell both of those on my website, but they're that red scallop with the contrasting stitch is so pretty. So I used this one in December. Lizzie! Hi, Lizzie. My friend Lizzie's here. Mariana, that was some dream you beat something up. I know, right? I beat something up in the middle of the night. Not Nick, not my husband. I didn't beat him up. All right, so then this one is February. And you guys, February always, I won't say it's a challenge, but with February, I always work really, really, really hard to make sure that it's not lovey-dovey. Now, XOXO, love you to bits, that really works for anything, but there's not romantic love in here. And to me, that's really important because I know not everybody has romantic love in their life, or not everybody wants to have romantic love in their Traveler's Notebook. So just super sweet and cute, and that is the February portion of the of that new Winter Traveler's Notebook kit. So that is linked in the description of the video, the kit is. That starts shipping on Monday. Okay, friends, I was very behind the last couple of weeks. So, pressure bruise from something pushing on. I know, but Kylie, what would it be? Like my pillow? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Boy, I need lotion. So nobody look too close. I desperately need lotion. I had been, sometimes as we're working, I'll be working on a list for a while, and sometimes things just kind of stall out, right? And that happens when we're crafting. Sometimes things just kind of stall out, and you are just kind of stuck. And so sometimes I've been working on a list for a while, and I'm like, okay, you guys, it's time for us to move on. And then I have every intention of going back and finishing up those lists, but then life kind of gets in the way. Right, so this morning I woke up really early and I finished a couple of lists. So in the past, I've always liked to start by looking at the prior week's list so you can see how they turned out. So that's what we're going to do today. And actually, it's really going to be part of the last 2 weeks' lists. This guy, I finally finished up, and I just added a couple of things to it. This is one of the stamps that's part of the listed stamp, and I use that all the time on our Saturdays. But I just added a couple little stickers there because I felt like it just needed a little bit more color up in there because there was kind of a lot of black and white going on. So just a few stickers from the Winter Cottage sticker book. And then I needed to add a few more things to my holiday bucket list, so I did. And that's it. That's all I needed to finish that up. Over here, this was from last week. This one was the holiday traditions. And I just needed to add one more tradition to my list. And we were basically done. I just needed to add one more thing. So this one was super simple. Sometimes, and you guys, if you've been with me for a while, the lists jump all over the board. Sometimes they get really techniquey where I'm making pockets and things. And other times it's super simple. It might be, a title and some washi, and then I make a list. So you do you. You do whatever you want as we're listing. You figure out how you want to do your list. This was last week. If you were with me last week, we boarded the struggle bus big time, didn't we? Let me move that over a little bit, just so you can see a little bit better. Good morning, Marie. So struggle bus with this one a lot. But sometimes you just have to walk away from things, right? Sometimes you walk away, and I did. Last week, I walked away. One of the biggest challenges that I was having was that these were color photos. And this one had to do with the election. And this one had a big red border on it. So red, white, and blue, and then red all the way around. And the colors were just really fighting with all of, I'd started kind of in this little corner with a couple of things. So the colors were fighting. And a couple of you suggested, well, you know what? Why don't you redo the photos, and instead of having them be color, make them black and white? And that made the biggest difference. Didn't it, Colleen? Yes. So different. And because I had already started with our little moth-eaten sweater down here, that's a little reference to last week. We had a little issue with it tearing. I could not basically pick up my photo. I couldn't pick up my photo and start over because those things were there. So all I did was, this one was already black and white. This one was in color, but the color is okay. So I just reprinted the photo again and cut out those 3 little squares and just stuck them right over the top. So, but that was a great suggestion because that absolutely made the biggest world of difference. And Denise, you're totally right. When all else fails, print black and white. If you're ever taking family photos and you tell everybody to wear, white and khaki, and somebody shows up in bright red, sometimes you just have to turn things black and white so things aren't as obvious. But I actually ended up also pulling in a little bit of blue. It was kind of feeling a little bit, the colors were a little bit muted. It's fall, so it was a little bit muted. But I pulled in a little blue flower there and a little blue flower there, and then just a little word strip that had blue on it. So it just kind of helps to make it a little bit more bright, even though it's fall. Because I used the brown stickers, because I had said I'd never used the brown stickers before. All righty, let's see. Oh, and then this one. This one here was memorable gifts. So we had talked about whether these gifts that you had received or gifts that you had given someone else. That was my 2-page spread on memorable gifts. And I added one more. I had said I was going back to our older son, Jack, and asking him, and he was like, Mom, I have no idea. So I started thinking about it a little bit more, and I added one more for myself. And basically that was when the boys were little in school, and you'd have the little gift wrapped from them under the tree, and they were always ornaments that they had made at school. Bless their teachers, right? Bless all the teachers anyway. Always bless all the teachers, but bless the teachers who had worked with the kids to make these little handmade ornaments. So those were probably still some of my most memorable gifts. And that takes us now, after 24 minutes, to our 3 lists for today. So if you did not receive information about our 3 lists, and if you would like to be receiving information ahead of time, you can do that a couple ways. You can go to my website and sign up for my emails. You can follow me on social media, and all that information is in the description of the link down below. Or you can subscribe to my channel, and then you'd get notification. All right, friends. So our first list is, we have 3. So the 3 lists today, one is favorite holiday memories. Another one is Christmas songs, or favorite Christmas songs, or Christmas carols. And then the last one is a holiday to-do list. So every once in a while, I like to throw in a to-do list because lots of us have to-do lists. So why not, as we're playing, have a creative to-do list where you're kind of doing a little bit of decorating as you go. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we will start with favorite holiday memories. Favorite holiday memories is, oops, I just passed halfway through. Marilee, I think, gosh, yes, I think. Yes, thumbs up, please. And Marilee just had a birthday last week, didn't you? Okay, in an orange sweater. Debbie, I know, we got to pick our battles sometimes. Debbie said her middle son showed up for Christmas photos with grandma in an orange sweater. Pick your battles, right? Just print them in black and white. Sometimes that's what you got to do. That's talking about, okay, squirrel moment here. Many of you know Sam, or you know Sam from these. He played lacrosse in high school, and right before, lacrosse season is in the spring, so he was senior in high school, and they were going to championships, state championships. And a tradition on the team had been to basically bleach your hair white before the finals, before the state championships. And so a lot of the boys did it. Sam decided to do it on his own, unbeknownst to me. Well, Sam has brown hair. So Sam bleached his hair white, and it was orange, like the Carrot Top orange. And then I didn't know that he'd done that yet. And then he tried to fix it, and it was awful. It was awful. Now, all of that is fine. However, we hadn't done his senior photos yet. So that was interesting, right? That was a little interesting. But you know what? You pick your battles. So we have cute. I did take him to my hairdresser, and she fixed it as well as she could. But sweet Sammy, I don't think he'll ever do that again. I told him, don't ever mess with your hair again, because I said you are this close from literally your hair falling out. All right. So the first one, favorite holiday memories. Gosh, that was a big tangent. That was a big squirrel today, friends. But that's okay, because that's what happens. We have the squirrels. The squirrels like to join us quite a bit, don't they? Okay, favorite holiday memories. So I had pulled out some product ahead of time because we've got to narrow things down. There's just too much. So it helps me ahead of time if I kind of think about, as I'm sitting down to list, some products that I might want to use. And that's probably my biggest recommendation when you are sitting down to work on any kind of project. Any kind of project. Sometimes the more is not necessarily better. So if you can try to narrow down what you think you might want to work with, a lot of times it's paralyzing when you have everything in your craft room or in your craft bin or wherever, in your drawer or whatever, at your disposal. Sometimes it's too hard to do anything because you just get stuck. So try to narrow things down and then use that as your jumping off point. So that's what I've done. Over here, these are products from the Jingle All the Way collection from Simple Stories. And I pulled out a couple of the papers, and those are the papers that we are seeing here. So I think on this list, I think this is going to need to be a 2-page list because this is a list of favorite holiday memories. And so these probably won't be 1-sentence lists. I may have to have maybe 2 or 3 sentences per memory, or I might have to do a little bit of a run-on. So maybe 1 sentence, but lots of commas or semicolons. So if this is a 2-page list, the black is always pretty. And that floral, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'll use the floral over here, the black here, and then I can somehow work that in because that kind of coordinates with that over there. Let's see over here. There's a couple more things that I had pulled. These are the die cuts or the bits and pieces. This little Santa I thought was so cute too. So I don't know. Maybe we end up doing this. Maybe this is over here and this guy's over here. So clearly what I need, if these are my background papers, I need something white for my lists. Sheila, amen, sister. Sheila said, love those patterns, absolutely gorgeous, but I wish Simple Stories would use just white. Yes. I would love it if Simple Stories would incorporate a little bit more white in the backgrounds as opposed to the creams. The Simple Vintage North Pole collection, which is some of what I have over here, that, well, I don't have necessarily, there we go. These had a little bit more of the white incorporated, so they did that in this collection, and I think that's probably the reason why they did a little bit, why they did cream on this one, because the collections are both current. They were both for this particular holiday season. So, all right, let's grab, and I'm just turning my head for a sec. I need some white cardstock. Forgot to get that out ahead of time. All right, white cardstock, and I need my trimmer. Oh, I know, I had this out. I just wanted to show you. So this morning when I finished up my About Last Month, which was November, I put away all of my fall products. So one of the things that I have talked about in the past is that as I'm working with different collections, generally I will do this. I will have them all grouped together in one of these little zipper envelopes. So this one is Winter Cottage, and while I'm working on them when they're current, and I'm kind of in the middle of Christmas or winter right now, I will separate them so they're just in these little zipper pouches. And these little zipper pouches I get from Amazon, and they're linked in the description of the video. So that way I know, oh, I want those Winter Cottage stamps to work with or whatever. It's all together in one little thing. Once the season is over, so once fall is over and I've used a ton of fall, I take all of the fall out from their different little envelopes and I put them all in one envelope. So now I just have this mixed fall envelope. And as I'm, maybe if I need to go backwards and do some memory keeping or something from fall, I have all of fall together. So just a little bit on how I organize things. Oh, I know. So one of the things too that we've talked about, friends, is some organization videos. So how I organize and store things. And with the brand new year coming up, a lot of times January is when we start thinking of some of those things. Ooh, I need to organize. So I will start releasing some of those videos in January. Okay, so when I am using a background paper, so here I'm using background papers, I need to have something to write my list on. And that would be similar to what I had done, like right here. So I'd use that red and white stripe, but I need something to do my list on. So I use 8.5 by 11 white cardstock, and that I also buy on Amazon. I end up buying quite a few basics like that on Amazon because they're easy. If there are things that you can get from a local small business, your local scrapbook store, another local small business, I always encourage you to shop local as opposed to shopping online. That's even with me. If you have a local scrapbook store and you see the Jingle All the Way collection and you think, oh my gosh, I want that. If you have a local scrapbook store, I always want you to go buy from your local scrapbook store instead of me because it's important that we support small businesses in our area. Okay, anyhow, so 8.5 by 11 cardstock. The reason I like to do 8.5 by 11 as opposed to 12 by 12, those of you that are scrapbookers, you know that 12 by 12 is kind of the common size that you always see, but I like to do 8.5 by 11 for my listing because my inserts are standard wide inserts. So standard wide, 5 inches wide, 8.25 tall, which means on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, if I trim that down to 8.25, one little trim, and then I have a 5 and a 5, there we go. I get 2 basically bases for my lists out of one piece of paper with really no waste. Now, I know that these need to be smaller because my list, this is going to go down as my list. I want to talk about something that's happening here really quickly, and you could probably see. Depending on your traveler's notebook inserts that you use, they may be stapled like that. They may be stitch bound. So, or saddle, not stitch bound, like saddle stitched. Usually those are the two that we see. Most often though, I see staples. And what starts to happen as I start adding more and more and more to my inserts, what'll happen is what's happening here. In the center, that center staple starts to bust out because it's only, it can only hold so much. So what I will end up doing, and this is what I do on a lot of my traveler's notebooks, once it's all done, I will probably come in and just stitch. I'll pull out the staples and I'll add some stitches here, a little bit of saddle stitching. I did a video, it was, I don't even remember what week it was, but how to make your own traveler's notebook inserts. So we talk about how to cut down your paper and different papers that you can use and things like that. But I also go through how you can do the stitching. So if that's something that interests you or you're having a similar problem like that, then I encourage you to go back and check out that video. If I remember, I will link to it in the description of this one. So right now, that's what's happening. You can see there's a gap right there, and that's okay. I'm just going to deal with it, and then because it will continue to happen. And then when I'm done, I'll come back and stitch. But I don't want to do the stitching until I'm all the way done. I know that some people, my friend Carrie Bradford, she actually takes the staples out at the very beginning. And then works on everything loose, and then we'll come back and either stitch it up later, or sometimes she just leaves it open. Okay, so this one's over here. So I want this to be a little bit smaller. So I think it's already, really, it already kind of has its own border because 8, right? This is from a 6x8 pad. The Jingle All the Way 6x8 pad, which the 6x8 pads are great when you are working with your traveler's notebooks because really they're already kind of sized and the pattern is scaled, and that's a big deal. What I mean by the pattern being scaled, if I had a full 12x12 sheet of paper that I was cutting down, these flowers would be much larger because they're on a larger piece of paper. So it's already basically trimmed for me because it's 8 and my inserts are 8.25. So if I am 5 inches wide on my insert, I will take a 1/4 inch off. So we'll go to 4.75. And that one will be right there, but I think I'm going to need a little bit more. So sometimes it's just trial and error, just play around a bit. I always like to have a little bit of a white border. I think Sheila was talking about white. I really like the white. And even though there's cream here, that white just kind of serves as a little bit of a frame. All right, so now let's see how wide that ended up being. 8, like 10/16, 4 and 10/16. 4 and 8, 9, 10, like that. And then that one we left that way, right? Let's just double check. There we go. And there we go. All right, so let's pull let's not pull this off yet because for my list, now when I do this, our list is going to start to get narrow and narrower and narrow, heavens, narrower and narrower. That's a mouthful. So instead of measuring here, I'm just going to come in and use my little pencil. Let's try that and see what that looks like. We'll get all of our cutting done for this list out of the way. And then, 4, there we go. And then that one is, all right, let's see. There, that gives me just a nice little border. I get a little bit of that pattern, so that's good. And now we'll just do the same thing here. We'll see how that was 4, right? So we'll come and do that at 4. I love, just they keep catching my eye. There's something about red fingernails at Christmas time. That is the only time of year. It's usually like 2 or 3 weeks in December that I do red nails. Otherwise, it's always that like ballet slipper kind of pink. All right, I need my corner rounder. Forgot to grab that ahead of time. So hang tight while I grab it out of the drawer. Okay. Those two come in a set. There's a 1/2 inch round and a 1 inch round. So generally I like to do the 1/2 inch round. So many of the tools that I use, I've been scrapbooking for scrapbooking, well, crafting much longer, but scrapbooking, paper crafting, whatever, for, let's see, Jack will be 23, so almost 24 years, Tons of tools that I use. I've tried lots of different tools over the years, but as I've been working, a lot of you are like, what is that? Where do you get that? What tool is that? What do you recommend? So a number of the tools that I use, I've started to bring into my website. Those corner rounders are one. Let's see, Terry. I don't know if Terry's here. A couple of you have asked about this guy, the tape gun that I use. These I now have ordered because I had some requests. Heavens, come on. Just don't do what I did and drop it. Hang on. There we go. Anyhow, a couple of you have asked about that. So I have those coming in. Those are now ordered and they will be here maybe end of next week. And you buy the gun, and when you buy the gun, it includes one of the rolls of tape, and then after that, you can just buy the refills separately. All right. Yes, it's a good one, Kathy. Kathy said, "Love that tape gun." Not really. Okay, hold on. Someone's talking about red and a good OPI. Okay, so I missed a couple things. Let me back up for a second. Somebody just said, Lisa. So Lisa said Army Navy game. Yes. Lisa said go Navy beat Army. Yes. My dad is Navy. So when that game happens, it's always Navy. In fact, when we're done, I need to call him and make sure he knows that's on. He may not know that's on. But then there was a question about always cutting down. Lael, do you cut all the way in the middle? So Wanda, give me a little bit more there, because I'm not quite sure what you're asking. When I round my corners, I just rounded the 2 outside corners. So there's outside corner there, and this is the opposite side of the spread, so there. I am going to actually work on this outside of the Traveler's Notebook because it'll make it a lot easier. Well, the insert. So I'm going to work on it outside of the insert. Denise, thank you for your daughter's service. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl sent me a very cute picture of her dog this morning dressed up for Christmas. Okay. Penny, right? Okay. So I'm going to work on it outside because much easier to work on it outside. And then when I'm done, I can just go ahead and adhere. Alrighty. So I had thought that this guy would maybe go here. I love that Santa. He's just so cute. He's very Mad Men-ish to me. The cardstock, do you cut to the groove of the page in the middle? Oh, I don't. All right. So thank you, Wanda, for explaining that. What Wanda was asking is, let me just hold this up here. So my cardstock, I like to have a white border all the way around. And that's just my personal preference. I like that white border. So I do not cut to the full width of the page. I don't think that I ever, like here, I didn't do it. There, I didn't do it. I always like a little bit of a white border. And that's just my personal preference. You could if you wanted, but I don't. Hopefully that answers your question. If not, let me know. All right, so there, here, that little guy can go up there. This, I thought, that was a cute title. And this is when I just start kind of moving things around, you guys. Right? I just start moving things around. Now, if I put this here, there's really no room for my title. My title's kind of out the window, right? Wanda, so let me just comment on that. Wanda said, no wonder your books look so neat. which that is actually something that kind of helps to unify it, right? A lot of times if I am doing lists back to back that really have nothing to do with each other, let's see if I can find one of those. A lot of them lately have been 2-page lists, like this. Okay, so these are entirely different, right? Totally different lists. The colors are very different, right? This is very different. This is a little bit more subtle. That's pretty bright. But having white, especially having a white border around this and having this be really white is a way that I think, and you just pointed that out, that kind of helps to unify everything. So that's probably, well, there are 2 common things that I do then in pretty much all of my traveler's notebooks. One is I always have some sort of white border if I'm not working directly on the page. The other one is doing the outlining. So if you see all of my lists are outlined. So even as we work through totally different products, totally different looks, that white and the outline together really helps to unify things. You can see I still have some more work to do on some of my lists. Okay, so if we do this, then I think that'll be okay. I think I'll just do, maybe what I might do is favorite holiday memories. I might just put that right up there. What I really wish, I'm going to grab something from across the room, maybe. Oh, actually, I don't even need to wish that. I'm just thinking out loud for a minute, friends. Where's the sticker book? Where? After I said I try to keep everything grouped together. Hang on. Where's that sticker book? I don't know. So, all right, friends, where is it? Tell me where it is. Where did it go? The sticker book, the Jingle All the Way sticker book. I'm looking for a label. And I know looking for a label sticker. All right, let's just pinch it here for a minute, maybe. So, we'll try a few. Since I can't seem to locate right next to me the Jingle All the Way sticker book, a lot of the Simple Stories sticker books have labels like this. So what I was thinking is, if I did favorite memories, so actually this would work really well. This color that is from the Winter Cottage could go right there. So if I did this and then wrote like favorite memories right there, but it's not really going to work because it's just, yeah, no, it's too narrow. It's just not tall enough for me. So we'll just put those back because that's not going to work. But there's an example of how we try to just think to see what might work and what might not. Okay, so now I have another thought. Okay. I am not going to put the rest of my title here right now. Oh, look at what I found. There it is. Yep. Jeanette, you're a genius. Jeanette, too bad I didn't read that ahead of time. I don't know how long your comment had been up there. Jeanette said, under the green plaid, maybe. Yes, it was right over there. But I think what we're going to find again here is that, oh, that's Santa. The Santa's just so darn cute. The label, and I'm just kind of looking some more as we go. What else we could use? Oh, okay. I had a thought. It's like squirrel. I get too sidetracked because, see, I think again, all of these are just, it's not big enough. But what I was thinking after that was, all right, I have, Simple Stories has started doing 2 different die cut packs with their collections. So downstairs I have the, I think the Jingle All the Way Journal Bits die cut packs. The Journal Bits have a little bit more room for journaling. So I might be able to fit something right there for my title. If not, then I'll just write it in. I just heard some I just heard some stirring outside my door. So I told you guys last week that Sam moved out. Sam moved in with some friends of his. He's very excited to kind of be a little bit on his own and independent. And last night, guess who got home? Jack, our older son, got home from, well, I shouldn't say home. Well, home, our home. His home is in Tacoma, but he is home for the next couple weeks at least now because he is a chef and restaurants closed up there, so he came home. So it's kind of fun. Anyhow, I heard that in the background. Sheila asked, do you combine your memory keeping and listing in the same traveler's notebook? So Sheila, I don't. I do 2 different traveler's notebooks. Well, many different ones, but I usually separate them. When it comes to our Christmas list or what we're doing lately, this is a list of some of my favorite Christmas memories. So then it's kind of overlapping a little bit. It's a little bit listing and a little bit memory keeping. Wanda, do you buy the 12 by 12 cardstock sticker pages? If so, how do you store them? They won't fit in that zipper folder. I don't because it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to store them. You're absolutely right. Sometimes you can kind of cut them, but that's why generally I do the sticker books. Alrighty, so here we are. Let's go ahead and, before we put these guys down though, I think we need a little bit of something across the bottom. This little guy came unrolled. Oh no, too much black. Too much black. I have, oh gosh, I'm not very prepared today. Because where is my washi from that collection? I don't know. Anyhow, let's get going. I'll finish that later. Adhere these little guys. Now this one is going to partially go off the page, and that's okay, but I don't like things sticking out of my traveler's notebook. So then I just come over here and snip that off and snip that one off. There we go. And we'll come in with Sharpie, which, not there. So I'm in the middle of another project, December Daily. And that is, I'm just thinking here. The other side of the room is where lots of my product is. And I think that's where that's why I'm looking for things and not finding them, because other side of the room. That's okay. The reindeer washi up to the right. Ah, okay. So the reindeer washi, super fun. However, I don't think it's going to work because it is a little bit more of a red. Oh, maybe that could work. That could work. This one could work. Anyhow, we'll come back to that. I get sidetracked. All right, so are you guys listing? Are you listing with me? If you are in the chat, tell me if you're listing with me. So Denise just made a comment about December Daily. She said, I'm loving my December Daily and I'm keeping up with it. I love having it ready to go on December 1st. Debbie, you're working on yours too. Mandy, you too. Well, you guys, I love that. That's so awesome. I won't go into what that project is. It's a really cool project, but that's something totally different than we're doing. If you want to know more about what that is, if you want to know more about what that is, I if you go to my website, laelbymail.com, and click on blog, you will see tons and tons and tons of posts from that. Anyhow, it's a project that you kind of document December. In a nutshell, that's a very simplified version of it, but that will go down there next. All right, so that's a start. That's a start, and I'll figure out how to do the rest of my title. All right. You guys have a really funny story that I need to remember to tell you. Nick's like, did you tell everybody that story? Last week I totally forgot, so I have to remember to tell you a story, so don't let me forget. Mary Lee, after a week with first graders, oh my gosh, bless you. Bless you. And you're probably trying to do it remote too, huh? Okay. Working along with me, listening. Hi, Hi, Laquita. I think that I just need to send you an email and have you tell me. And then I need to imprint it on my brain of how to pronounce your name. Because I always look at it and think I know. And then I'm like, Baking cookies. Ooh, Kathy. I wish you were with us because it'd be nice to have some cookies. Okay, there's the start of the list. Last week I mentioned some new stamps. Ooh, wrapping gifts. Nancy, you need to come to my house because I'm the worst at that. And I procrastinated horribly. So last week, these new stamps were supposed to be here. They weren't here. Of course, they got here later in the day on Saturday because that's just Murphy's Law. They come in this cute little jar, right? So cute. But all of these little stamps is part of that little jar. So when I saw these, I thought, oh my gosh, these will be perfect for making holiday lists, right? Now, I did something on purpose. So you see all this kind of mess over here? And this guy is kind of blurry and all those little fingerprints. The little stamp set comes with a little ink pad. And I used one of my regular trusty ink pads for all of these. And then did this one with the stamp, with the present stamp. If you've bought this, or if you are buying this, I don't recommend using this guy unless you have a lot of time to let it dry, because that is what happened. So I think what I will do, I think I'm going to use just that one, that little holly stamp right there. And I think I will use that for my little, kind of my little bullets on my journaling for my little stories, because that kind of plays in with the little, little holly that's already on there. So where's my list of holiday memories? Because I had to write these down. Oh, sugar cookies. Oh, that just reminded me. I promise to share the whoopie cookies recipe. I will do that later today. I'll put it up on my blog later today. I forgot about last week. I was going to do that. Debbie. All right, so Debbie, I love that. Debbie said, Marilee, teachers right now are like the orchestra that kept on playing as the Titanic was sinking. Yes, bless the teachers. Okay, so I have thought many times during all of this COVID business that, okay, let me just tell you what I'm doing here. I am stamping in a couple of different directions to see which way I want that to go. Because that's very interesting. All right. I think, oh gosh, that's going to, I know what's going to happen. So here's the deal. We're just going to do it. There we go. There's my first little bullet, right? There's my first little bullet. Those probably are going to be rotating a lot. Terry, Whoopie Cookies were in a Hallmark movie we watched last night. I thought of all of you. I think I watched that same movie, but I think it was earlier this week because I was up. I don't know what happened. I was up from 1 until 4:30 in the morning. I just couldn't go back to sleep. So I watched 2 different Hallmark Christmas movies. But they did talk about whoopee cookies in one of them. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was funny. All right, favorite holiday movies. I'm sorry, not favorite holiday movies. Favorite holiday memories. We already did favorite holiday movies. Denise, I think I have that on my list. Favorite recipes. So that could be a lot of fun. I think that could be a lot of fun. All right, so I need to figure out how I'm going to write these. All right, so this would be hearing the reindeer on the roof of Grandma and Papa's house as a kid. So, my grandparents lived in Anaheim. And this one particular Christmas, we were at their house. And always have to be careful about how I word things when we're listening, because I never know what little ears may be listening. Not in my house, but potentially in yours. We were probably making cookies or something in the kitchen on Christmas Eve. And Santa's sleigh apparently had landed on the roof of my grandparents' house, because we could hear the reindeer like clop, 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 clopping on the roof. And I will never forget, the astonishment as a little kid being like, oh my gosh, the reindeer are here. But that is one of my very, very favorite holiday memories. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know how we could hear it so well. But because I guess those reindeer were very loud on the roof. I don't know how they got their prancing to be so loud on the roof that we could hear it inside, but it was very cool. All right, this is not going to be in the same direction, but that's okay. They're all going to be different. Okay, next one. Watching the boys come down the stairs on Christmas morning. So in our old house, the house that we were prior to this, we were there for 18 years. And the staircase in the entryway in the front of the house, the formal living room that was in the front of the house was 2 stories tall. And so the staircase that went upstairs kind of opened into, that's where we would set up the tree, was in the formal living room. And then when Santa came, all of the Santa presents were unwrapped. We talked about that last week. And they would round the stairwell and come down, and they'd be like, oh, and you would see the look on their face. So I would snap probably 1,000 photos trying to get that perfect reaction. So that's one of my favorite memories too. Not from a particular Christmas, but just kind of in general. This memory is from a particular Christmas, also at our last house. The broken garbage disposal on Christmas morning during brunch. So that is enough for me to remember. Next time I look at this list, that's enough for me to remember. Back when our kids were much younger, Mick, my husband, is one of 4 kids, and they are all living here locally. And so Christmas morning, we would all the families separately would open up their own presents and everything, and then we would all get together for brunch at someone's house. Then we also, Christmas night at our house would always host a huge, like, formal sit down Christmas dinner. So the Christmas breakfast or brunch would always rotate houses. Christmas dinner, always at our house. This particular year, we had the Christmas brunch at our house and then also Christmas dinner. That was the last year we did that. We're like, we're out. We're never doing the rotating Christmas brunch again at our house because we are also doing dinner. We can't do that. This particular year, in the middle of brunch, the garbage disposal broke. The garbage disposal basically dropped out of the bottom of the sink, which when you have, I don't know, there were probably maybe 14 of us for brunch. In the middle of brunch, when the garbage disposal falls out the bottom of the sink, problem, right? The bigger problem is later that night, you're going to have a total of about 23 people over and you're cooking again with no disposal. So that is really one of my favorite Christmas memories because it was like, oh my gosh. Luckily, my brother-in-law, Nick's brother, they had also a kitchen in their basement. And so, because you can't buy a disposal on Christmas morning. I don't know why, but Home Depot's not open on Christmas for you to get the disposal that you need. Anyhow, they ran down to Nick's brother's house and took the disposal out of the kitchen in their like second kitchen in the basement, and then it was okay. Okay, next one. Staying up until the wee hours of the morning. Building presents, right? Like building the bike or building the, well, I can't say Barbie house because the boys didn't have Barbies, but building the, no, we wouldn't build the Lego set either. It's probably more like building the bikes and things when they were really little. Yes, Denise, exactly, putting the bikes together. And for whatever reason, well, in Nick's family, we would also, for Christmas Eve, his Aunt Mary would have a huge Christmas Eve family party. So it was, we'd get home kind of late. By the time you get the kids to bed and put the cookies out for Santa and the carrots and all of that for the reindeer, well, it was late by the time that we were building. So yes, just fun memories of that and thinking, oh my gosh, why are we doing this so late? But it's kind of what you have to do. Next one. This one. So, spending Christmas in Mariana. This was her neck of the woods for a while. In Nuevo Vallarta. And going to see the Our Lady of Guadalupe Cathedral. Okay, so I've mentioned this before. I'm pretty much an open book. We're not religious. We are not religious in my family. Nick never was. When we lived in Texas, went to a private Episcopalian school for a couple of years there. My mom was strict Catholic, but didn't raise us Catholic. So we just never really been a religious family. Nothing wrong with that. That does not mean I don't appreciate the religious traditions. And one of my very, very, very favorite Christmas memories, when Jack was a senior in high school, we went to Mexico for Christmas. And that was an area kind of outside of Puerto Vallarta that we would visit fairly often, once a year, probably for 5 or 6 years. And that Our Lady of the Guadalupe Cathedral in Puerto Vallarta is amazingly beautiful, and it has this amazing crown, 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 not like crayon, crown up on the very, very top of the steeple. I think that's what it's called, steeple. I'm not sure. Anyhow, so we've been through there quite a bit because it's just so beautiful and it's just such a place to see. But we were there for Christmas. And when we saw that for Christmas, because I said, we have to go, I have to see this at Christmas time. It was unbelievably beautiful. So, yes. All right. So that is going to be, if I end up putting something here, I'm going to move on to this side now. So this is Sheila. I think you asked if I do memory keeping and listing in the same one. This is an example where it really crosses, right? Because this is part memory keeping, but it's still a list. Oh, yes. Mariana said, tell them about the amazing food in the court outside the church. So if you ever have a chance to go to Puerto Vallarta, Mariana, look at that. Today's a celebration of the Virgin de Guadalupe's birthday. Very cool. Look at, that's awesome. Terry echoed that. This area in Puerto Vallarta is right basically in front of the beach. And there is a huge street there called the Malecon. And I don't remember what night it is. Tuesday nights, I want to say, I think, in that area. It's a huge family night. And on the Malecon, they have all these street vendors and all of these performers. And it's just a really, really neat thing to see and to go experience. And Mariana's right. They have some of the cool, really awesome, authentic Mexican food in these little carts that are in that area. Anyhow, it's a really neat place. Yes, Terry, thank you. Yes, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. That's very important. I so appreciate that. So if you haven't, if you will. Okay, I have no idea. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. Okay, next up. DTD. All right, the next up is about, it's not an ornament. It is, gotta figure out how to write this. Sometimes when you're trying to write a list and there's a little bit more storytelling involved, you have to figure out like how exactly you want to word it. So, actually, I'll jump to that one in a second, and I'll do this one first, kind of while I think. So when I was in 8th grade, so making a stuffed reindeer head, complete, this is going to sound weird, but complete with antlers, during home ec in 8th grade. I don't think they really have home ec anymore. When Sam was in high school, he took an elective class called sports sewing. I loved that. That's how they like maybe try to encourage boys to take a sewing class, but it was called sports sewing. And he made a duffel bag and he made a sweatshirt, and it was kind of cool. But anyhow, in home ec in 8th grade, there were always different projects that you could make, starting out with a pillowcase at the beginning of the year and then moving on to like pajama pants. But I think my last project was a stuffed reindeer head. I had completely forgotten about this until the other day I was over at my dad's house. And my mom had brought over for my dad, this is I won't even get into this because it's a very interesting little situation, but my parents divorced when I was in high school, probably 15 or 16, but they always remained really good friends. My stepmom passed away this summer in the middle of COVID. That was a whole other, my dad lived in the middle of nowhere in California. We moved my dad back. My dad now lives in the same condo complex as my mom. And my mom has been a huge help with my dad. Bless her heart. My sister lives out of state, so it's pretty much Nick and I that kind of help my dad. My dad has early onset dementia. But My mom lives in the same condo complex and is been so helpful. There's very good friends, so that's wonderful. Anyhow, I went over the other day and my mom had taken my dad the stuffed reindeer head, and it's really cute, but the stuffed reindeer head, and it was hanging on his wall, and so that was really sweet. But I had totally forgotten about that until the other day. So that is one of my favorite Christmas memories, making that stuffed reindeer head, and then every year. So you guys, that stuffed reindeer. Let's see, 8th grade. How old are you when you were in 8th grade? Does anyone know? Hi, Cindy, as you guys try to help me figure that out. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Napster. Iowa with your first snow. We had a little bit of snow maybe a couple weeks ago, but we kind of just had our first one here too. Joy Ellen, my mom would string wires with speakers from the basement hi-fi to the corner of the house in the front yard. We could then play Christmas records and have the music heard outside. I love that. All right, so 13 or 14 or 14 or 12. This is what I'm going to say because it's going to make it easy. I'm going to say I was 12 in 8th grade because I'm 52 now, which would mean 40 years. That stuffed reindeer head is 40 years old, which is kind of crazy to think about, right? I really don't feel that old, but when I think that I was in 8th grade 40 years ago, holy cow, that just sounds old. But oh well, what do you do, right? Okay, the next one is, I'm just looking at my list. Oh, I always have to make my list ahead of time because it's too hard for me to think on the fly. The next one is, well, why did I talk about this last week? Now I'm confused. I talked about, the traditions. That's okay. This could also be a favorite holiday memory. The making the whoopie cookies. Oh, I'm just writing as they were growing up. So making the whoopie cookies with Jack and Sam as they were growing up. Now what's really cool is, because Jack is home, and that was not planned. He didn't come home for Christmas last year, so because Jack is home, then we can do this. We'll be able to make the whoopie cookies. Well, we would be able to make them anyway. It's just that Sam and I would have done that. So little does Jack know I have a whole list of things for us to do while he's home. All right. So this is a fun list because it's kind of reliving memories. And it's different, right? It's different than our to-do list. It's different than our favorite movies. It's different because we're, at least for me, I'm adding a little bit more detail there. This would be fun. We talk about this with our list a lot. This would be fun to do with family, especially if you're spending a lot of time with family right now because of COVID, to do a list like this with everybody. What's your favorite holiday memory? What are some of your favorite holiday memories? And then you could either write everything. So this could be a favorite family holiday memories where you put a list together with everyone's kind of input, or you could give a piece of paper to each person and have each person do their list. And then all of that could go into your traveler's notebook. And the way that I would do that, if I was going to do that, I would give everybody just a white piece of paper like this, and then let them write. And then maybe at the bottom or the top, ask everybody to write their name. And then also maybe their age, because I think that could be kind of fun to have their age there as well. And then you could put those in your book along with your list. Okay, where are we? Well, this is always, as a kid, the excitement of getting, geeting. Okay, I didn't mean to do that, but I just wrote geeting. There's an extra E there, which obviously there's not an extra E in geeting. This little guy, this is a white gel pen, and we discovered this, this summer, Well, I had this already, but I had done some stamping and I did something I didn't want to do, and I got out whiteout, and it didn't really work, or correction tape or whatever. And somebody said, "Hey, grab a white pen," and I missed it in the comments when she said that. So I pulled my white gel pen out later, and basically like corrected. So hang on, I need to. My ink's not flowing very well. I need to get my ink flowing. I was just using this yesterday. Come on. There we go. Kind of not. Anyhow. I just used it yesterday on my February Traveler's Notebook. So why isn't it working? Anyhow, I'll just have to play with that a little bit more. I will come back in and kind of correct over that, and then I'll write my T, my second T in getting, and you won't even notice it. Anyhow, I also just brought white gel pens in to my website, and I've linked to them in the description below. Oh, you can see part of my head there. You can see I'm trying to get in close there so I can see what I'm doing. Because I did use it in my Traveler's Notebook setup. All right, we'll let that dry and I'll fix it later. As a kid, the excitement of getting out of school for Christmas break, right? There was nothing, talk about excitement, when you were out, and you were always got out like 2 days before Christmas, right? But then having that whole like Christmas ahead of you and all the way until really New Year, right? So that was always a fun memory of just, you're out of school, right? You are out of school, no homework, do whatever you want. Well, within reason, right? Okay, so let's see. My next one is, this is the one I'm having a hard time wording. So we had one of our Christmas decorations growing up was a snowman. And he was on a really long spring. And he would hang from the stairs. And my sister and I would go up the stairs and we would like smack him and he would go boinging all over the place. So that's why I'm not quite sure. That's why I'm not quite sure how to word that. Now I'm reading all your things. Now I'm going to totally scroll for a minute, guys. Some of you are talking about ornaments, and this would be a really fun way to do a list about your favorite ornaments. This is my December daily book from last year, and this was one of the pages that I did. And the Bopping Snowman Pinata. There we go, Debbie. That's perfect. I'll call it the pinata. This was a spread that I did last year in my December daily about some of my favorite ornaments. The boinging Santa, which I know, right? That's a good too. I'll call him the boinging pinata Santa. Boinging pinata snowman. Anyhow, these were some of the favorite ornaments. And when we talk about, bless the teachers' hearts, and some of my favorite holiday gifts were the ones that the kids would make. And then these would be under the tree wrapped up, and these are a bunch of them. But this would be really cool. You could do a list of your favorite holiday ornaments, and you could do little photos. You could do a 2-page list and then do some of these little photos on the other side of the list. And then you just get up really close, get right next to the tree, and snap the pictures. So That would be like this one. Look at that's made out of a light bulb. So that little snowman is like an upside down light bulb. And I still, we put those, some of them are really kind of obnoxious, not obnoxious, but, things are falling off but those are like the favorites, right? Anyhow, that would be a fun list to do. Your favorite holiday ornaments, favorite ornaments. And then if you could do memories behind it too, if you wanted. And Sheila, that's too where we would kind of, in that case, if I did that one, I would still put it in my list, Traveler's Notebook, because it's still kind of a list of my favorite a list of my favorite ornaments, but then it's kind of crossing over a little bit into our list, memory keeping. Okay, the last one. So what are we calling this? We're calling this the bopping, boinging, pinata. The bopping, boinging, pinata, fluffy fabric covered styrofoam, a lot of adjectives here, snowman with the long spring that would hang from the stairs that Lainey, that's my sister, Lainey and I would bat like a pinata. Okay, that was a really long memory, but that's okay. All right, so that is how I am going to leave this list for now, with the exception of, I need to add the date, but, all right, I'm not going to do the date yet because I will come in and maybe add some washi here, so I don't want to put the date down there. And then I still need to play around with this up here for a title. So I don't want to put anything there in case that needs to move down or move up accordingly. So there is my first of our 3 lists, the favorite holiday memories. But I will for sure date that because the date's important there. But I can come in and put that here. So we'll just get that ready. That was a long one, you guys. Well, that was a long one because I talk. We all know I talk. There was one lady, I don't know if she's still here. I'm going to say that she's probably not. You know, I'm not for everyone. I know that. So one lady left a comment, I don't know, probably 4 months ago maybe, on one of my videos, one of these Saturday sessions, and she's like, hello, I've been here for 11 minutes already and you haven't even started yet? Bye-bye. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, whatever. But that's part of, like, you clearly don't really know how this works, and that's okay. Because like I said, I'm not for everyone, and we have to say hello and be social, and that's just the way things are. So if you don't like it, then you go find somewhere else. No, I would never say that, but anyhow, that was kind of funny. Oh, you know what? I bet I know what I did here. And this is just a little tip. If you have actually, I also know. This isn't the one I was using yesterday because it's got to be over in the rest of my stuff. The one I was using is a 1.0. So there were 2 issues with this one. Oh, look at, there it is. There's my 1.0. And I bet if I did this. Oh yeah. Yep. All right. So there. They come in different size tips. This one hasn't been used before. I think my other problem with this was it was stored this way, with white pens, especially if you live in a dry climate. Utah, super, super dry. It's always best to store your pens, your white pens, upside down. Okay, so if you ever have a white pen or you have a white pen at home and you notice that it dries out very easily, store it upside down because that way the ink is always flowing towards the tip. That was bothering me. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So there we go. There's my 10. There's my 5. Okay, next list is, okay, this one I'm really excited about. This one I think is also going to have to be a 2-page list because there's a lot on here. This list is favorite Christmas songs or Christmas carols or however you want to put it. Now, what I thought I would do, well, what I did, as I was going through my phone, because that's where a lot of my music is on my iPhone. I have a playlist on my iPhone called Christmas music. So this morning I sat down and I brought that up and I started looking at a bunch of the songs and listening to a bunch of the songs. And of course, I mean, there's not an unlimited number of Christmas music out there like there is kind of other music. And so I, sorry, I got sidetracked because I just thought of what I want to use to kind of decorate my list. So let's get my head back where it should be. There's not an unlimited number of songs. So you have different artists that sing the same song, right? So I thought, oh, you know what I need to do? I mean, Jingle Bells, sure, that's probably everyone's list. But maybe you have a particular artist that sings Jingle Bells, and that's your favorite rendition of Jingle Bells. So for my list, it's going to be the song paired with the artist. So, for example, Jingle Bells. I love Jingle Bell song. But one of my favorite versions is when Frank Sinatra sings it. So my list will say Jingle Bells - Frank Sinatra. And I had so much fun listening to the Christmas music this morning, being like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I love that one. Oh, I love that one. So here's the thing. This is where, and I've talked before, that if I had it my way, we would be all together in my favorite place. And my favorite place would be on Maui. And we'd be in a giant, giant, giant house on the side of the ocean. And it'd be big enough for all of us, however many of us there are, because it's my dream. So we're all there. Even if you don't like the beach, you're there. Because if you're here, you're going to be there. And huge doors that are open. So we have the ocean breeze. And now it's Christmas. So we have Christmas carols playing. And we have maybe we're drinking wassail or spiced wine or eggnog or whatever you like to drink, even if it's just milk and cookies at Christmas time. And the masseuses are always there because, you know, that's just what we all need, someone to rub our feet and our back and all that. But we're all crafting. This one would be so much fun to do together because we'd say, all right, we'd say, Mari, what is your favorite song? And then you'd bring it up and you'd play it. And we'd be like, oh, I love that. And then Colleen would say, oh, but my favorite song is this. And then she would play it. And then all of a sudden we'd have all this, we'd be exposed to all these new different Christmas songs that maybe we know the song, but we've never heard that particular artist's rendition of it before. So that's where we are right now. We're in my happy place and we're doing that. Yes, Sarah, we need a retreat in Hawaii. I agree. So, I think for this one, what I was thinking, these. So I did a couple lists ago. Oh, that's who I was looking for. The dancing reindeer. I've already used the dancing reindeer. Was that a sticker? It was a sticker. Oh, so I might be okay. Pebbles did a line called A Merry Little Christmas. And I had the stickers and then I got totally late, but that's okay. The die cuts. So there are 2 die cut packs. There's a phrases and there's an icons. And so I thought that those little guys maybe were in here. The dancing. Well, let's see what we have. Ooh, look it. That'll work. Fa la 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 la. That will be cute. Maybe some of these tags we could do something with. Hello, Christmas. Ooh, 'tis the season. I don't know. Okay, but let's look at these little guys. Because, look at that. The little ice creams. The little snowman ice creams. Ice cream sundae with snowman. Oh. That's cute. Okay, but hold on. There! Okay, there we are. Oh, there's two. All right, which one? They're like dancing, so that's perfect for Christmas carols. That's Santa. All of these guys are from that same pack too over here. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So this is going to be a pretty plain to start with list because I think there's going to be lots of white. All right, I think what we'll do is I think these guys, just because they're flat at the bottom. They're flat at the bottom. And that's too matchy-matchy, so we won't do that. And now you know what I'm going to do when we're done. I have to come back and now read what all of you guys are saying about your music because for sure want to hear. Joellen, you and I would have a ball together listening to Christmas music because those are for sure. It's the Rat Pack for me. That is, I think that's what I grew up with. That's what I grew up with. So, hang on. Nancy, do you still have that snowman? I missed that. Which snowman is it? Is it from these little packs that I was going through? If it was, yes. These are Merry Little Christmas. And so if you just go to the Christmas products link that is in the description of the video. Oh, actually, you know what? I did, I think, a link in the description of the video that says Merry Little Christmas products, and you will see them there. If that's what you were talking about with the snowman, I think that's what you meant, but I'm not sure. So I think this little guy will go there. That's going to be a lot of white. That's going to be a lot of white. But you know what? That's okay. Here's the thing. I think what happens to me during Christmas, I do a lot of white on Christmas because that's just, even in my December daily books, even when I start with products that aren't necessarily white, I always end up back to white. Even I just use white to kind of, I won't say tamper it down, but I'm generally not a huge red fan, although I love all the red. Like I don't ever really wear red. I think sometimes blondes with red, it's hard. Oh my gosh, brunettes with like a beautiful red lipstick. Oh, I just love that. I wish I could wear a good red lipstick. But anyhow, I think that I always gravitate towards a lot of white when it comes to Christmas. So this will be fine with lots of white. And then we'll pull in some more color with some of the other little die cuts out of those little bags. There we go. This is like one of my favorites. Just that super plain Merry Christmas. Okay, I need something else to go with it. Let's see. Lots of red. Okay, you guys remember me lamenting the other day about how hard it is to find green, good green in Christmas collections, also in washi. Scrappy Matilda, that one is on my website. I think it's Echo Park, but I have that one. All of these I have. This one, I think that one's called Christmas Wood Grain, maybe. Nope, too brown, too much. Makes it too heavy. All right. Yeah, this one I love. It's just a good, that's just a good all around one to have. That, nope, that green's not right. All right, so this is going to seem kind of weird. A blue red, your skin is so fair. It is, Kylie. Yeah, I need, I have a really funny story about, red lipstick that I will tell. This is how you know that you're really getting desperate to get a good green. When you pull out the ABC. So this ABC I have on my website too. I think it's just called ABC. But what I thought it would be really fun, that it could work because this is kind of music and I don't know. I'm going to try that though. But I can tell you right now, I shouldn't have adhered this yet because this needs to go under here. So we'll grab our handy dandy little lifter upper tool there and gently lift that up. And I have to tear this because I don't like it when washi's not torn. Oh no! You know what that just reminded me of? Oh no, Mr. Bill. So what just happened here, I don't know if you can see that, as I was lifting that, I was getting too aggressive and I lifted off part of the paper. Oh no, Mr. Bill. That reminds me of when I was in 8th grade. All right, so I'm torn. See how I'm torn there? What I will do is, we'll just come in with a little bit of a, oh, Michael Bublé is on mine too. Love Michael Bublé. Michael Bublé is kind of like a modern day Frank Sinatra. If you like Frank Sinatra and don't know Michael Bublé. Okay, there. That'll be good because then I'll just put my washi over it and it'll be fine. Okay, deep breath. We're good. And then I'm just going to rip that off because there's plenty here and it's too hard to try to fix that. So that will go right there. And this is probably my #1 go-to when it comes to making lists, washi, just because it's a super easy way to make a list, make a creative list, make a decorative list, just by putting a little bit of washi down, right? There we go. This also would be super cute if you're doing Christmas cards and you haven't sent them out yet. A super cute way. There's a snowplow. A super cute way to just kind of seal the envelope. I don't know if my friend Lizzie's still on. Oh, Mari, Pentatonics. Yes, the Mary Did You Know. I love that. That's a good one too. I'm going to have to add that to my list. I forgot about the Pentatonics. Okay, let's see how that works. All right, here's the deal. I need to make some modifications because that washi is too tall. It is the same height as this, and I don't like the way that looks. So I'm going to do a little bit of fixing. But I also want to grab something and show you. The reason I mentioned my friend Lizzie is because, where is that? Hang on, I'm just over on the other side of the room. So, oh yes. So she had sent me a card and I kept it. Well, I kept the card, but I also kept the envelope because I thought it was so cute what she did. Look it. So if you have cute washi, how cute is that? And you're sending Christmas cards, just take a strip of washi and put it at the bottom of the little flap on your envelope, right? Super cute. And that's a fun thing to do with washi when you're sending any kind of letter. All right, so what I need to do here is grab another tool, X-Acto knife, and I'll grab my little small, my little small self-healing cutting mat. Deconstructing here. Yes, Kylie, they're an amazingly talented group. All right, so what I'm going to do here is, let's see. I'm going to do some surgery. I'm going to make my washi narrower. I need my metal ruler and my X-Acto knife. Uh-oh. Boy, that's a sharp one. That's a new blade. Okay, tweezers. There we go. So, by using a straight edge and my self-healing cutting mat And my X-Acto knife, I have made that less tall, which is what I wanted to do. Now, all right, so I'm just going to chop this off, even though it's not long enough. That's okay. If I had grabbed a larger self-healing cutting mat, it would have worked. But I didn't, because that's just in my drawer. So move this off to the side for 1 second. And I'm going to come back in here and put this down. See how much better that is? It's way better now because it is, you probably can't see it, so bear with me just while I get that down. It's way better because it's not as thick. It's not as thick as the one above it. Now, the reason why it was okay that it was shorter, because I'll just come right in here and cut this little guy off like that, and then start over again. So let's keep going. Cut this off. And you can do that. I mean, you could, it wouldn't make sense on this one to cut it in half, but, oh, look at what's left over. So you can actually make super, super thin washi by doing that as well. Okay, so I just need a little bit more for this one. Yes, we need greens. We need greens in our Christmas products, friends. Manufacturers, we need greens. There's always tons of red. And if there's green, it's a funky green. It's hard to find a good green, although there's good green in this. There is good green. Oh, look at that green probably would have worked great. That's because it's part of that. It's the washi from that collection. Yeah, that's all right. We got to go through that little exercise of how to modify washi if we needed a different width or height or narrowness or whatever. Now, if I really wanted to be clever, I could come in and cut this one probably about right there. That's where I ended that one. So it looks like it's still together in the right way. Oh, look at that. And it's exactly how long it needs to be. Wow. That never happens, does it? Okay, there we go. There's the start. All right, let me get these things. Ooh, this needs to get put away or else that's gonna cause a problem. I already have a big bruise on my hand. I don't need a big cut, right? All right. So now, title, Christmas songs. Now, a lot of these things are favorite Christmas memories, favorite movies, favorite songs. So I'm not going to call this favorite because I don't need to. But I think, nope, too much red. Gold. Let's try it. So I'm just going to call this Christmas songs. Starting with Christmas, spelling it backwards. CHRISTMAS, 9. CHRIS. Okay, I'm just thinking out loud for a second. That would be the middle point. So I'm better check to make sure, right? Okay, this is what I do. Let's grab this. CHRISTMAS. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the middle one. CHRISTMAS. Okay. That's what I was just doing in my head. Did that make sense? So that my S could start in the center and then I would go left and right instead of A lot of times what I had started here was I had started at the end, but I'm starting in the middle to make sure I get even on the right and the left. Okay, so this is a fun, this is the Sunshine font from Doodlebug. I have, I don't know, I think 12 different colors of the Sunshine font on my website. And I love it because it's just kind of a fun whimsical. It's a cute whimsical. These are gold, which you can, oh yeah, you can see there. You can totally see that there. CHRI. They're just a fun whimsical font that they kind of work really well with these little dancing reindeer. Uh-oh. Huh. No one told me I was doing that wrong. You're like, what is she spelling? Because that doesn't look like Christmas. That sometimes is also why it's nice to write it down. Because... so what Wilma's saying, why don't you put it at the bottom of a block and then all the letters will be together and then put on your paper. So I do that sometimes, Wilma. So what Wilma's talking about is, for example, if I took a ruler, that's usually when I do it, I take a ruler, and then I would do this and line them all up, and then you just go down and do that. So that's another way. That's another way you can do it. Well, look at that. I ended right where I needed to be. CHRI. Okay. We're almost there. Almost. Well, it's kind of even, but not quite. That's okay. Christmas songs. So let's do it this way now. You use a Fiskars paper cutter. You do, Nancy. Oh, huh. Yeah, you totally could do that, like with the orange blade. Okay, so now we'll do what Wilma suggested, SONGS. Oopsie. Lots of S's here. We're using lots of S's. Good thing they give us lots of S's. And you could do this two ways. You could either do it up top or you could put the letters down below. I don't think it makes a difference. Whatever you do it on, just make sure that the stickers aren't really going to stick, right? You don't want to do it on like a piece of cardstock because your stickers might have a hard time becoming unstuck. SONGS. So I am definitely a music over TV person. All day, every day. I would watch, if you said to me, oh, that just reminds me, there was one of our lists that we never did. Like Stranded on a Desert Island list. If I was stranded on a desert island and they said you could have a TV or you could have music, I would do music. Although, I don't know, that's a hard one because then it might make it seem like people were with me if I had a TV. So, and you know what? These days on the TV, I could play music, you know. We won't say that. Anyhow, music over TV any day of the week. I don't even know what made me think that, why I was saying that. Oh, yes. So, this morning when I was getting ready, I had music on, Christmas music. Well, that's when I said I was going through different Christmas musics. Sometimes I think, ooh, I want to put like something in the middle. And then I have a hard time. like actually putting something in the middle. So let's see if maybe we can make that work in the middle. I think I like the look of that, but then when it comes down to it, I'm like, oh yeah, that does. All right, let's get some of these things out of the way because I need to bring back in, oh, let's do this really quick. Let me get the Jingle All the Way stuff out of here because it's causing issues mixing in with everything else because I need room now. So let's just, I'll just put that on the floor for now. And then bring these guys in. So I feel like I need a little bit more. Move these out of the way. Something over here. Oh, those are pretty big hollies. Ooh, those are big hollies. Too big. How cute. Like that little Yeti guy. Isn't he darling? Too big. That's just a lot of white around that one. I might have to later get out my fussy cutting scissors and fix that. Little kids and snowmen. Or snowballs. Snowman. Okay. No. All right, I'll figure that out later. Okay, so what am I going to do for my, I don't know, I might go to stamps again. Those, candy cane, the reindeer, that could be cute, right? Okay, let's see. The star, no, the star's too big. I don't know, maybe candy cane. Reindeer is kind of, that's a lot of reindeer. That's a lot of reindeer. Candy cane. Oh, candy cane. All right, let's try that. Now, I could, but I won't. You guys know me. I could use a red or green ink, but then we'd be trying to do red or green ink, find the right red or green ink for ages. And yeah, I'm not gonna do that. All right, Christmas songs. So here we go. I think probably my very favoriteest. Hold on, let me come back to comments for a quick second. Oh, and now while I'm doing this, Katie, I'm going to tell the story too. Is it out of focus or is it you? Deborah, I think it's you. One thing that you can do is go to on the little video screen at the bottom of the player. You can see I'm like pointing to my, I'm pointing to my iPad. You can't see that. It could be two things going on. If your internet connection is having a little bit of a hard time, click the little gears icon that's normally in the lower right-hand corner of the video player and change the quality. YouTube will automatically pick a quality, and if your internet connection is maybe buffering a little bit, it will make things really blurry. So let's try that. While I am now taking a break from this, Katie asked, did you tell the story that Nick wanted you to tell? So, when Nick and I were heavy in the middle of trying to get all the Black Friday orders out, we were together a lot in the same room, in the same small room, trying to get everything packed and shipped and all that. And, you know, sometimes you just start to bicker a little bit, and we had started to bicker a little bit, and then all of a sudden he just left. And it's probably, it was probably, I don't know, about 10:30 at night. And so he just left, and I was working for a little bit more, and I'm like, where did he go? And I went upstairs, and he was in bed, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I was tired. I was tired of it, and you were telling me I was doing everything wrong. I was putting things in the box wrong or whatever. And so I'm like, I'm done. And I'm like, so you just came upstairs? You didn't even talk about it? And he goes, I'm done. And I said, okay. So normally we would talk things out, but I'm like, I've had it. I'm just done. So the next morning we wake up and we're drinking coffee, and he said, oh, I had a dream last night, and I had a dream I was so mad at you. And I'm like, oh, that's because you were mad at me. And he goes, no, it wasn't that. He said, we were packing orders and you had brought a new product in and I was very angry about it. And I'm like, what was it? And he said, it was a toilet brush. He said, it was a toilet brush and it was just a white toilet brush. And you said, he said, I said, why in the world would you bring a toilet brush to sell? And I said, because it was really cute and people are going to love it. And he's like, cute? It's just a white freaking toilet brush. And I said, no, Nick, trust me. I know. They're going to love it. And so he was trying to shove this white toilet brush into like a UPS, a post office box. And he couldn't get it in there right. And I'm telling him, stop it. You're going to ruin all the bristles. So anyhow, that was the story that I had to tell you. But yeah, that's when you know when you're dreaming about packing boxes. It was kind of funny. Toilet brush. So don't be surprised if in a couple of weeks I say, okay, you guys just got to go with me on this because I found the cutest toilet brush and you're going to love it. And you'll be like, what? Yeah. Okay. Favorite Christmas songs. I think my very, 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 very favorite Christmas song at all, best of all. And it's interesting because when we did the this or that a while back, our this or that, one of our this or that's was pop music or classic music when it comes to Christmas music or Christmas carols, right? And I said classic. Always definitely classic, except for this song, and it's my very favorite. So the song is "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," right? We probably all know that. So it's "Have Yourself." You can see I kind of hello? Yeah. Hi, Jack.
How's it coming?
It's coming well. What are you doing?
Saying hi.
You want to say hi?
Yeah.
So, Jack is now standing next to me.
How's it going, everybody?
Many of you have kind of know Jack, right? Jack, normally when he pops in, sometimes he pops in on Saturdays from Tacoma, and his YouTube name is Blood Golem. Blood Golem. So now you can picture voice with Blood Golem.
Yeah.
Golem.
Golem.
Golem. And so Jack is standing here next to me. Jack is about 6'5", 6'4", 6'5". He's a big kid, huh? Yes, anyhow. So he wanted to come in and say hello.
Pretty nice setup here.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Oh, so now you see it, right? Because you've always only been on the other side. Yeah.
Got an iPad in front of her to read the chat and all that.
I know,
got the
right?
phone on a stand. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I know. Awesome, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Enjoy yourselves, guys.
Hey, just remember what we have to do after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. Have yourself a Merry Little Christmas, right? The artist that sings this version, I love Coldplay. Okay. So, by Coldplay. And Chris Martin is the lead singer of Coldplay. And he is singing it acoustic. And he's, I think, just in front of a piano. And oh my gosh. If you like Coldplay, even if you don't like Coldplay, well, I shouldn't say if you don't like Coldplay, even if maybe you don't know Coldplay, you'd be surprised because you would probably recognize some of their songs. But that song, his voice is like butter. It's beautiful and amazing. And that is my number one very favorite Christmas song. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by Chris Martin of Coldplay. Oh, honey. Oh, that's Nick now. There's a big bell on the outside.
Bell on the door.
I know. Sorry. We have lots of squirreling going happening on. Now all we need is Sam coming through here doing cartwheels, but he's not here. Oh, hang on. I have to fix that. Little reindeer getting so excited with their dancing that they're popping off the page. Okay, so, that's what I was doing. Okay, I need to put this away or I'm accidentally going, it's St. Nick, exactly. To put that one away or I'm accidentally going to mess up and stamp something else I don't want to stamp. All right, so there we go. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by Coldplay. Like I said, I can't wait until we're done because then I can come in and, okay, I need to talk about something really quick. I can't wait until we're done so I can come back in and see all the songs that you guys are talking about. All right, there are a couple things that I just looked at and went, ooh, shoot, and then we were okay. When you're stamping, there are a couple of things just to be aware of, and especially since I use black ink a lot when I stamp. That had a pretty good impression, right? That's pretty much solid black. And sometimes when you do that, you'll have some shadowing or ghosting on the back side. So really quickly, you just saw me turn the page. I went back to here. I'm okay because I had done all of this on the back side of the page. If you are stamping, especially if you're stamping with black ink, it's always a good idea just to double check before you start so you know what's on the back side. If I had let's say I was doing this, let's say I was stamping on this page, so I'm stamping directly on the page, and then the one behind it is the page. Before I did any stamping on here, I would probably maybe want to put down another piece of paper because I could see some of the ghosting on the back side. And sometimes that happens, and sometimes it happens really bad. And unfortunately, you don't realize you've done it until you realize you've done it, and then you're like, dang it. The other thing I wanted to just show you right here, this first little candy cane, you can see there didn't quite get enough black ink. I'll try to get that closer. I don't know if you can really see it, but let me try that. Now it's blurry. Anyhow, there's a little bit of space, the paper's showing underneath the candy cane. So if I want that to be solid, I just take my little Sharpie out and the all-purpose Sharpie and color that in, and then it's solid. So have yourself my little Christmas Coldplay. Next one is, and these are in no particular order now, 2 Sharpies. I have many Sharpies. Those are just 2 out. No particular order. This next one is White Christmas. It is the Bing Crosby version. Okay, next up is Jingle Bells. Oh, I'm now starting to run this way a little bit. And Jingle Bells, it is the Frank Sinatra version. See, the Brat Pack's coming in. Sorry, not the Brat Pack, the Rat Pack. The Brat Pack is like when I was in high school, college, like Molly Ringwald and Rob Lowe and Michael. Anyhow, Brat Pack. Brat Pack. Hi, Chris. Bing Crosby and David Bowie. That's good too, right? Okay. Next up is, you might think, Lael, why don't you just do all your stamping and then go? Because I just can't. Because some of them might need to be more than one. Okay, this one is Sleigh Ride. And it's Harry Connick Jr. Harry Connick Jr. Okay, the Junior almost didn't happen. Oh, then this one. This is also by Harry Connick Jr. It is Ave Maria, and it is beautiful. He is very talented. Very talented. Uh-oh. Is that how the Ave is? I don't know. I can't remember. That's how I wrote it, but I don't think that's right. I'm going to have to look at that. SL, whoever SL is. Yes, Jed Nelson, Emilio Estevez. Yes, those were all part of the Demi Moore. Yes, all part of the Brat Pack. Yes, Brat Pack, very different than the Rat Pack. Ave Maria, also by Harry Connick Jr. I'm going to have to see if I need to fix that. Okay. Then after that is, I was having a hard time reading my reading. I need something that's, let's see, I need something a little bit shorter. Maybe. That won't fit there. That's a really long one. Oh, I bet this will fit there. Winter Song by Sarah. I'm gonna have to write her other part of her name down here. McLaughlin. That's a beautiful song. I love her. I saw her in concert. Well, it was just her. It was acoustic. Oh my heavens. February? Maybe February before everything, shut down. Okay. Oh, I better put this back if I think I want this over here. I think I just better put that down because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to be writing and then all of a sudden there's no room at the end. There's no room at the end for the candy cane. That'll go there. And we've got lots of candy canes happening. That's okay. All right, so we did Ave Maria. We did Winter Song. Okay, this one. This is the most amazingly beautiful piece of music in person. 2 years ago, Nick and I went and saw Mannheim Steamroller, and they did Carol of the Bells, and they had the bells. And oh my gosh, if you Google that, you can find the music or find the song or whatever we want to call it. But it was amazing. I mean, I've always loved that music. That sounds weird. Carol of the Bells. But Mannheim Steamroller version. Talk about an amazing concert. They are, to me, like the Pentatonics, but totally different. But they're just, because it's all musical, they don't really sing, but the music is amazing. Usually every year at Christmas, Nick and I do try to go do something like that. Not this Christmas, right? That's our little, oh, I know. That reminds me. That was the same year that Nick and I went downtown Salt Lake, and I think that concert started at about 8:30, and so we went downtown to have dinner, and we were right across from City Creek Mall. And I said, oh, Nick, let's run in there. I really want to run into Nordstrom because I really want to go to the MAC counter because I want a really good red lipstick. And I want, somebody to help me pick out a good red lipstick. And so we went, and he's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go. He wandered off to the men's department to do something. I don't know. And so one of the gals at the makeup counter had on a red. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's it. That's the red. I love it. She said, oh yeah, that would look good on you. And so I bought it. And then I put it on in the mirror, and it was a good red. And I'm like, this is awesome. And then I walked over to the men's department. I think Nick was in shoes. And he turns around, he looks at me, and he goes, oh my God, what happened? And I'm like, what? And he starts laughing hysterically. And he goes, you look like the Joker. And so that should have been one of my favorite Christmas memories, really. That should have been one. So I go look in the mirror, and sometime between when I had left the MAC makeup counter, really there's like a minute, and walked over to the men's department, I must have taken my fingers and rubbed down the side of my lips or something, because I went to look in a mirror and I had red lipstick. Literally, I looked like the Joker. I mean, it was all over my face. I don't know what happened. And so I went back to the MAC makeup counter, and there was a guy and two girls, and they turned her. I said, excuse me, and they turned around, and one of the girls was like, no, I think the guy was like, oh, honey. He's like, oh, honey, what happened? And I'm like, I don't know. I said, please help me, please fix me. And so they did, but it was, yeah, that was kind of funny. That was the night that we went and saw Carol of the Bells. That happened before. Luckily, they could fix me. Okay. Next one. All right. Now the name of this, when I pulled it up, I'm like, I don't even know what that song is. And then I listened to it, and I'm like, oh yes. Come, oh come. Emmanuel. And that is by an artist, Kurt Bester. So Kurt Bester is a local musician. Last year, same concert, but last year we did Kurt Bester. And again, amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah. So let's see what else we have. I'm going to run out. I have a lot. I'm going to run out. I'm not going to have enough room. I know it. Let's see if we can just leave that up there. Next one is Wish You a Merry Christmas. Oh, FedEx is here. I wonder what he's bringing. Oh, I bet that's Echo Park order. Wish You a Merry Christmas. That one is Bing Crosby. Bing's going to go on the same line there. Bing Crosby. Makes me want to sing all of these. Whoopsie. That's a little off. Winter Wonderland. Winter Wonderland is by Dean Martin. See, there's some more of the Rat Pack. This one. This is purely because it seriously reminds me so much of growing up. Is Feliz Navidad. And that is the version by Jose Feliciano. That is beautiful, beautiful. It is all over the board, Kylie, I know. And you know what? If you looked at, oh my gosh. Oh, those are Nick's things. Those are giant boxes. Let's see. My music taste is all over the board, Kylie, and it's really all over the board when you have regular music, because it's all over the board. What do we need the Kleenex for? Grandma got run over by a reindeer. That's a funny one. But what do we need the Kleenex for? I don't think it's the red lipstick. Cherries in the Snow. Ooh, I'm going to have to look at that one, Irene. Cherries in the Snow. And then someone has to tell me, oh, look at 12 Days of Christmas, The Muppets. That's so cute. Dolly Parton's. Oh, okay. So interesting. Last night, total squirrel moment again. Last night we were looking for something to watch since Jack's home. And, you know, you have Nick and then Jack and then me. We all have totally different tastes and things that we would watch. Like, I'm like, hey, Jack, do you want to watch a Hallmark Christmas movie? Of course, I was joking, but he's like, yeah, no. But we did see the, I think on there was some Dolly Parton thing. I assume that was Christmas one. But we ended up watching a documentary called Icarus that is fascinating about the Russian doping scandal for the athletes in the Olympics. Fascinating. So if you need something to watch that's not your typical, that would be something I would recommend. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one too. This is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Also, I think he's considered, no, he's probably not considered part of the Rat Pack. But this is Tony Bennett. I think 2 T's. And he's kind of similar music to Frank Sinatra to me. Here's another Tony Bennett one. This one is My Favorite Things. Raindrops on, you know that song. Okay. All right. I'll Be Home for Christmas. That's Frank Sinatra. Oh, somebody's making something in the kitchen. I can smell it. It's probably Jack. Oh, I'll be home from Christmas. Whoopsie. Oh well, that's okay. That's a little known. That's the B-side version of "I'll be home for Christmas." Duh, I'll be home from Christmas. Oh well. That is Frank Sinatra. Room for one more. I have more on my list. Dominic the Donkey. I don't know that one. Alrighty. Boy, there's lots of candy canes on there, isn't there? Let's see what else is on my list. Oh. Oh, here's another one. I'm going to do, this is another version of Carol of the Bells. It is by George Winston. So, all music, no voice. Okay, friends. So that is where we will end that one. I'll add something up here. I don't know. I'll figure out something to add up there because it's a little plain right now. I'll add something up there and then add the date. Okay. So we have one more to go. Our third list. Our third list is going to be super basic. It is a holiday to-do list. Oh, Nancy, I'm so glad. Nancy said, love the little stamps. Cannot wait until I get mine. I ordered them with the TN Winter Kit. Love your store. Thank you. These were a challenge because when I ordered them, I didn't realize that they came in a glass jar. So a little bit more difficult to package than normal. Okay, so my holiday to-do list. What do I want to use? I have some of, oh, no sweater. So I have some of this stuff left over from the Wishmas. Oh, that's fall. Wishmas. Oh, Wishmas. This one, actually, I think we'll find something with this. This is Hey Santa. So Hey Santa is what I did you can see because I have multiples. What I did the December version of the Holiday Traveler's Notebook Kit. So let's see. Oh, this is kind of cute. Maybe. Oh, look how cute it is. All right, that's what I'm going to do. Because that is totally different. That is a totally different like color scheme, right? With the yellow and the pink. I like that with the light green. So that will kind of break up all of this red and green a little bit. Since I have a lot of, well, it's Christmas. That's what you get for red and green. Okay. So, and actually that works really well for what I want to talk about. So sometimes even, let's say, if you had my Holiday Traveler's Notebook Kit, you end up with something like this left over, right? Where you've used a lot of the stickers, but not all the stickers. And then you're like, what am I going to do with these stickers? Well, a lot of times just sit down and make a to-do list, right? Even if it's on just a scratch piece of paper. It just kind of, and I know that sounds funny. Why in the world would you ever decorate a to-do list? But it's cute, right? You have extra stickers. You think you might not ever use them. So pull them out and do something with them. I think it's kind of fun to keep a to-do list in your regular traveler's notebook because it's a little bit like a timestamp, right? I always like to say, if I had one of my grandmother's to-do lists from 50 years ago or 60 years ago, or my mom's to-do list from when I was a little kid, her to-do list around the holidays would probably be very different, maybe, than my to-do list around the holidays when my kids are grown. Or if our kids were really little, like the awesome way to experience Christmas through a child's eyes when they were like 3 and 6. My to-do list would be way different probably than my to-do list right now. So You can absolutely make your to-do list creative, because that's what I'm going to do here. And it's going to be super basic. Oh, I'm dying to know what Jack is making. So Jack, if you're new, Jack is our older son. He is almost 23. He normally lives in Washington State and is a chef and works at a restaurant, a seafood restaurant on Puget Sound. That is closed down. Well, temporarily, because that's what is happening right now in Washington State. Restaurants are closed. So we encouraged him to come home, and he said, okay, and he decided to come home. So he came home. He got here yesterday afternoon. That little piece of joy is cute there. Do I need a little washi? That's cute. Anyhow, so because he's a chef, now you know I'm excited to know what's cooking in the kitchen, although I'm sure it's not. We have very few groceries for some reason in our house right now. So, well, probably because Sam left. Well, Sam didn't leave. Sam moved in with friends. That sounds weird. It's probably because Sam left. No. Anyhow. Now what I can't wait for is dinner tonight, because we have to figure out what we want. Okay, so here's my to-do list. I would like to just say okay. Title. Okay, hold on, Nancy. Nancy, if you are Canada, you probably for sure want me to just put them, I'll put them in a cute little bag. I'll put them in like a cute little, a cute little canvas bag that will just have a tie at the top. I'll do that because, yeah, that'll keep your shipping. It'll be way easier. Okay, so I need a title. Okay, I am going to pull out. I had to think for a second. Oh, I know something that I'm so excited, you guys. Hi, Melissa. I am really excited because in my Simple Stories order the other day, I got the catalog. That is the release that is coming out. Oh my gosh, just you wait. Oh my gosh. Here's a little hint. For those of you that love these like I do, the Alpha sticker tablets, we have some really fun, not we, the we, that's a little bit of a carryover. Isn't that funny? I worked for Simple Stories for 6 years. And so I mostly used their product when I was teaching classes. So when I was teaching classes, I would say we a lot. So total slip of the tongue there. We don't have them coming out. They have them coming out. Fun things. So just stay tuned. All right. So I'm looking for one of two things. These two. All right. And then maybe, this is just what I use to store all my sticker tablets. And the word strip stickers. So while I'm in here, maybe that. Where'd my list go? No, that'll be too much pink. Not that. Not that one. Maybe that one. Okay. That should, oh, hang on. One more thing. Maybe those. All right, we'll find something there. So, for my title, even though really it's a to-do list, I don't really need a title, but I just feel like I need some more color there. So, I think I might do, okay, no. I was looking for the pink. The pink will not work because, look at, that's a totally different pink. I don't know if you can really tell, but totally different pink when those are side by side. So pink's not working. Oh, but actually, the black. No. No, I'm not going that route. Because I don't need that to say to-do list. So I think what I will do is I'm going to take this. No. That won't work either. All right, I don't need a title to my to-do list, right? Because it'll be very clear once I start that's what I'm doing. So no title. Let me get those out of the way. So let's just start. I have to get my little to-do list that I wrote though. Now, we're going to see some repeaters here because now I've talked about these in 3 different lists, but in 3 different ways. So on the holiday to-do list is to buy the ingredients for the whoopie cookies. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, I was trying to see if I'd skip every other line, but I don't have enough room to do that. So the next one is sub for Santa shopping. We have a neighbor that has kind of organized this, and she assigned us. I asked if I could participate, a 17-year-old boy. So Jack and I are going to one store. I don't go out. We're going to one store to do shopping for the 17-year-old boy. The next one is I need to our neighbor gifts. I need to, they're not really wrapped. I need to I'll just say prep our neighbor gifts and deliver. Okay, next up. Oh, yes, I need to finish the coffee filter wreath that I was working on the other day. That was fun the other day. My mom came over and we did a Zoom call with my friend Karen that sometimes is on here with my friend Karen. And my friend Karen taught us how to make a coffee filter wreath. So if you don't know what that is and you're curious, Google coffee filter wreath because they're kind of cool. You make the wreath out of coffee filters. Okay. This wasn't working for me. It was bugging me because there's extra room here and then it's just kind of a dead white space. So I'm going to very carefully lift that little snowman and then just make him come a little bit lower like that. And then this note to self, there, will go right there. Okay, so now that's like my to-do list, note to self, and those are notes to myself. Okay, so finish the coffee filter wreath. Oh, this one is a question mark. Christmas cards with a big question mark. So I've done photo Christmas cards for as long as I can remember, probably 20 years. This would be the first year that we weren't doing them. And I just really didn't, I don't know. Last year, Jack wasn't here, so we got creative with how we got Jack in there. The year before, we got creative with how we had Jack in the picture. But this year, I'm like, yeah, no, it's not going to happen. Well, now Jack's here. So I don't know, maybe they might happen. So Christmas cards, question mark? Maybe, we'll see. Next one, get the presents wrapped. ... early. That's on my holiday bucket list. Oh, it is! Colleen, there's my angel time. Thank you. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, get the Christmas presents wrapped early. Early has to happen because the early, yeah, never happens. This one, it's going to happen. Go snowshoeing. That is also on the bucket list. I need to make the Christmas dinner menu. We've got to figure out what we're going to have. Normally, we always know what we're going to have because normally we have like 25 people over for dinner. And we do the same thing every year. So that's not happening this year, obviously. So we need to figure out, I mean, we're not going to do kind of all of that like we normally would. So we'll see. The next one, I need to assess the stocking stuffer situation. So I have some. I just need to make sure that I have enough. In our house, this is one of those. In our house, Santa does not fill the stockings. In our house, Mom fills the stockings. So, and that's just, you know, lots of times mom and dads have a chat with Santa early on when they start having kids on how things are going to work in their house. And so in our house, my chat with Santa, I said, Santa, you have a lot to do. I'll be the one who fills the stockings. And he said, okay, that sounds great. Okay, the next one. I need to film days 6 through 10 of my December daily. I also need to keep current on my December daily. I am current. I just need to do yesterday. All right, so there's the start of I know, Colleen, I need to consult my in-house chef, exactly. I need to keep on with my holiday to-do list because I know I have more things, but this morning that's what I had written down. I will, I'm going to add a date there. All right, so it is 12/12. This is the date roller stamp that I use pretty much all the time. Let's see. I always test it first, right? We have to test it first just to make sure that the date's right and that it looks good. I have the little stars. You can set whatever you want in between the date, the month, and the year. So I have the stars set because it's a fun one to have for this time of year. All right, I'm going in. There we go. 12/12/20. Okay, so I will finish off that list just with my to-dos later. So, just to recap, we did a list that has lots on it with a base paper. So we did base papers and then built on top of that. And that one we built outside of our traveler's notebook. As I start going deeper and deeper in, especially when you get to this point, it starts to become a little bit hard to maybe build your list on here just because there's so much mass this way. So if I'm doing a list like this, I will do what we did. I'll build it first and then just adhere it here. That makes it a little bit easier. This one is just another 2-page, but it's just directly on, it is directly on the paper instead. And then my 1-page, super simple holiday to-do list. All right, friends, I am going to flip the camera and turn off the lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. And, oh, that's not bad. Certain times of day, the natural light is okay. Yeah, like there. Natural light's okay. I'm going to flip the camera. So remember, everybody, arms and legs inside the ride at all times as we 1, 2, 3 rotate. Okay, make sure that I'm not all disheveled. That was weird, right? It's like a little mirror right here because I just, see. All right, friends. So that was fun today. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please, please, please give it a thumbs up. Remember, there's a little giveaway with the stamp set, wherever that went, from my friend Andy. 2 stamps. It's here somewhere. A listed stamp, then there's an Ella Love stamp that has a little elephant and some great things for card making, a little pin, and then a little sticker. So to enter to win that little stamp prize pack, when we're done, go ahead and leave a comment on the video. And then I will draw a random winner for next Saturday. So just timing wise, it is the 12th of December in 2020. So if you're watching this way later, sorry, the giveaway's over. But stay tuned because there might be another one. So just leave a comment by, let's see, today's the 12th. That would be the 19th. So the 18th, and a day on the 18th, and then the morning of the 19th, I will draw another winner. Which brings me to next Saturday, the 19th. We're good, you guys. So we'll plan on 9 a.m. Pacific next Saturday, the 19th, and we will do some more listing. We will do more holiday lists. And I had mentioned before that pretty much all of December, we're going to do holiday lists. The last one of the month, we won't make it holiday, but I already have the topics for that one. So if you have any suggestions on list topics that you would like to see us do, please email me, leave a comment here. You can go to my website and click contact us. I have a lot of you email me with ideas, and sometimes I can incorporate them, and sometimes I love to hear from you. It's just a little bit harder to incorporate some things, so I would love to hear from you if you have ideas on list topics that you would like us to do. So let's see. People are saying goodbye. Goodbye, Sarah. Goodbye, Cindy. Goodbye, Carol. The holiday lists are fun, right? And I think what's kind of fun about them is we're incorporating a little bit of memory keeping in with them as well. So I know that the holidays can sometimes be a hard time of year, especially this year with COVID. So if the holidays are typically a hard time of year for you, do some listing like this. List about some of your favorite holiday memories. List about your favorite holiday foods, your favorite music. And if you're not a holiday person, then take the holiday part out of it. Do your favorite movies, do your favorite food, do your favorite songs. Doesn't always have to be holidays. It's just that is kind of what works for most of us right now. So everybody stay safe. Wear your masks. That's when the mom part of me comes out. Wear your masks. Super, super important. And have an awesome rest of your weekend. And I will see everybody next Saturday. Okay, goodbye. How we are doing good things during COVID. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, goodbye, everybody. I'll get sidetracked. Bye-bye.